just a minute to help, you shouldn't be looking at all that stuff anyhow. People fighting with each other, division across our nation, people tearing each other apart. This country is far from what it should be. But step away from that for a moment and help me.
Look here, it says they won't fly the American flag anymore.
What? My heart aches for this nation. Our love for our country has died. People have forgotten how truly precious this nation is. But enough with all the hate. Stop focusing on everything that's bad and look through this box of our great-grandmother's things. I'll meet you back at the house.
What does a stupid country mean to anyone anyway? The flag is just a worn-out piece of material that nobody cares about. Of course it doesn't work. There's a million better places to be than this rotten country. Nadia Arden. I scream as
one of the officers comes up and marks an L with chalk on my coat. I only see a glimpse of his uniform and I can't move. I'm then taken away with my mother as my sisters pulled away in an opposite direction. Everything swirls.
Nadia Arden.
Devastating casualties during the First World War, followed by revolution and civil war, have left the country ravaged, weak, war-torn, and violent. The Russian Republic collapses as a new state. The Union of Soviet Socialist Republics is born. Under the rule of the Communist Party and its head, Joseph Stalin, the USSR is plunged into massive industrialization and transformation. Millions are dying. Anyone who criticizes communism or is seen as a threat is now targeted. People are disappearing daily, being executed or sent to work in forced labor gulags. as loyalty to the Communist Party is demanded.
Most of us immigrants coming to America were from Eastern and Southern Europe. In many cases, we were escaping communist rule. The brutality of being taken away if one disagrees with the government or state. We escaped the poverty and religious intolerance in small towns in countries like Hungary, Italy, Poland, and Russia. We were excited about the many freedoms that America had to offer us, especially compared to the conditions we had been living in.
I'm so sorry I'm late. There were so many tourists around the house this morning. I had to take the ashes from the fireplace and start a fire so Mom won't freeze. Don't worry though, I'll get it all done before I leave for school, which I'm late for again. I know this is the third time this week I've been late, but I promise I'll get it all done. You know I'm a hard worker, John. Please don't dock my pay. My mother really needs this money. I don't know what we'd ever do without it. I couldn't possibly leave now. I haven't finished half the cleaning. Thank you, John. I can't get behind on my studies, but I need this job too, especially with my father in America. Thank you, John. I'll be back right after school to finish up my work.
Don't come back. The communists are taking over Hungary. Your husband was deported, never to come back to you, leaving you a widow. There's nothing here for you. Make your way west and never look back. Oh, I have my visa. Now must be the time to go to America, but I only have my summer clothes that I brought with me from Budapest. Here in Paris, they'll be fine, but what about America? What about Ellis Island? I know the reputation. I've heard what they have to say about that place. It's a dungeon of a place where they beat people up. It's a horror just to think about. No. I'm fine. I have my visa. I must go and not be scared. I must get my ticket and finally go to America. Yes, beautiful America waits me.
I miss you. I know this is the right decision, but I miss you. The children are good. I am good. We are doing the best we can here in Poland, but I miss you. It has been too long, and I wonder if we will ever see each other again. And I know I am tired, and these words are just silly thoughts. But doing this on my own, without you, is tough. And then, those dreadful noises. 8 p.m. every night. The curfew is put into place. It is then that I remember why we made this decision. With the martial law in order, nobody has a right here. Nobody has freedom. And the Soviets will make sure it stays that way. Yes, this is our decision. one we made together, and we will survive it.
The higher the monkey climbed, the more he tailed. That was one of grandmother's favorite problems. Don't show off or you'll show people your problems. And she was always like that, trying to teach us a good lesson. With mom and dad in America, there had to be someone to raise us. Me, my sisters, my cousins, there were 5 of us. And I like to think I'm a little bit like my grandmother. She always said, here in Barbados, there's only one way to go, and that is out. We were so big for an island so small. She died on that island. Never did get out. But with her death, it allowed me to leave. And I hope that my story, my journey, will inspire someone, somewhere, just like my grandmother always did inspire me.
This was the best time of my childhood. Everybody in my family is dead, except for my Oma, my grandmother. But at school, I learned how to read lips and even talk. I had friends, and I loved my teachers. But then, one day, the Nazis shut down our school because we were Jewish. And that was just the beginning. Slowly, people from our apartment building started to disappear. Eventually, we were the only ones left, and people kept telling my Oma that we had to get out. The Nazis wouldn't spare us much longer. So, we fled.
My childhood memories? Quiet. Stillness. Silence. I remember no playing, no reading, no radio, no books. I remember looking up through the cracks in the floorboards of the barn that concealed us. And before that, the ghetto. I wonder why he risked his life to protect ours. Maybe he thought our lives were valuable, even if Hitler disagreed. All I can remember is fleeing from hiding place to hiding place. We were just looking for home. Somewhere we could be free.
Diary. There's nothing left for us here. We finally have the opportunity we've been waiting for. We've been saving up our money, now our chance has finally come. We know if we don't leave now, we may never get another chance. This time tomorrow night, we will be on board the SS Cedric, headed for America. I'm not sure what's in store for us there, but I know it will be better than anything we could ever hope for here. A chance to begin again. Tonight we gathered and said a prayer of thanks. I'm ready. Thank you for all of your friendship and all of your support. With love, Mary Jane.
The smell of smoke. My little sister frozen in the doorway. A glimpse of my aunt and cousin's bodies on the floor on the other side. No second to think. I don't want to think. I grab my sister's hand and run.
I see the soldiers' uniforms. 2 shots, one after the other, ringing in my ears. And then blackness and running, bare feet, freezing on frozen ground. No stop, no rest, just running. I can't think. I just see their uniforms, hear their footsteps racing behind us. My sister's hand, I feel my sister's hand as she pulls me.
We had no choice but to beg for help at our neighbor's doorway. She quickly took us in and hid us, knowing it could cost her her own life. We heard the soldiers banging on her door, but somehow she convinced them we weren't there. Now, we are on the run, targeted, desperate for freedom.
Also known as the Great Purge.
A brutal political campaign led by Soviet dictator
Joseph Stalin,
where 750,000 people were executed during this ruthless and bloody operation which caused rampant terror in the Soviet Union.
During these purges, many of Stalin's enemies simply vanished from their homes.
Others were executed in public after show trials.
And since Stalin knew the value of photographs in both the historical record and his use of mass media to control the Soviet Union, his enemies often disappeared from photos.
Erasing history forever.
Stalin used photo doctoring to change the historical record, eliminating anyone that posed him from all photos.
Snipped, airbrushed, and deleted from countless photographs and history.
Propaganda.
Information of a biased or misleading nature used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or point of view to gain control of the people.
Germany, 1933.
Propaganda is a truly terrible weapon in the hands of an expert.
Adolf Hitler, leader of Germany's Nazi Party, one of the most powerful and notorious dictators of the 20th century.
Hitler took advantage
Of the country's economic woes, popular discontent, and political infighting to take control in Germany. 1933.
Anti-Semitic.
Hostile to or prejudiced against Jewish people.
Hitler's anti-Semitism and obsessive pursuit of Aryan supremacy fueled the murder of
6 million Jews.
The Holocaust.
The systematic murder of Europe's Jews by the Nazis, a mass extermination of the whole people.
Who were sent to places like the Warsaw Ghetto.
Where 400,000 Jews crammed into a 1.3 square mile space.
Were then moved to killing centers, crowded into freight trains, ending up in concentration camps.
Where can we go to escape this communist rule?
where can we escape the brutality of being taken away if one disagrees with the government, state, or popular opinion?
Where can we escape poverty and religious intolerance?
We
have decided to come to America. We are getting ready to board the ship, but I cannot make it into a little harbor, so in the dead of night we will row across the ocean and climb aboard the ship there. But it will be worth it, because we are heading to New York, America. And I'm making it, Grandma, and it's only because of you.
Alright, Helen, listen to me. Take this, and whatever you do, do not let it out of your sight. This is it. Everything we have. You cannot lose it. I have your brother, so you must hold on to that until we board the ship.
Are we gonna have enough, Mom? How will we ever survive in America?
We have enough for the passage, and I am grateful for that. There is nothing left for us here, Helen. But in America, There, we will have the opportunity to make a new life for ourselves.
I'm not afraid to leave Scotland. There's nothing I love here. I have you and my brothers, but I wonder, how will we survive?
We have made it this far. We will find a way. All right, Helen, whatever you do, do not let your eyes off of that. Come along quickly.
Dear Frau Klein, we've taken your advice and are leaving the country. Thanks to my mother's stubbornness, we managed to get an affidavit from the consulate. First, Mama said we would go to Israel, where my aunt lives, but she said that in America we would be free. So we're going there. And I wrote to my uncle, like you said, and asked him to write a letter saying he could take care of us in America. As soon as his letter returned, we scraped together all the money we had and left. I'm sorry I didn't get to say goodbye. People were disappearing every day and Oma said we had no time. Oma was terrified on the train. Nazi soldiers came on and examined us, but thank God they left us alone. I have to go now because the ship will be boarding soon, but I just had to write to you and say thank you so much for continuing to teach me. I will miss you. May you be blessed. Love, Ellie.
I can't believe I'm leaving my home. Though my memories here have mostly been fear and struggle. Still, it's the only home I've ever known. I weep for my country and the destruction overtaking it. I weep for the freedoms being taken. Yet I have little hope when I think of the new life we'll have in America. And I wonder, what awaits us across this great ocean?
Elizabeth Malinka, age 24, Poland.
Catherine Adler, 33, Hungary.
Helen Cohen, 13, Poland.
Viewer Clark Eichel, 13, Barbados.
Wow, this boat is beautiful. I never imagined I'd be riding first class. This is anything like America. I'm ready for it. I'm so lucky to be spoiled like this. So lucky I'm not below deck with the rest of them.
Steerage.
Third class passengers.
Oh, and my cabin. Oh, it is the loveliest thing I've ever seen. It is so beautiful. First class was worth the extra money.
Steerage.
Not enough food.
Not enough room.
Not enough air. Not enough.
It's not easy traveling steerage.
Down here, it's hard to believe that the God of Israel is not dead.
Oh my gosh, hon, are you okay? Here, breathe slowly now. Slow deep breaths, and you'll be alright. Just hang your head over the rail if you need to get sick. Don't worry, I will not let you fall.
What do you know about falling, huh? You and your fancy clothes and fancy cabin, I bet you haven't had one struggle in your life.
I'm so sorry to have angered you. I just wanted to offer my help. Hon, I know the struggle too. I know it's hard to believe. I think we all do. Otherwise, most of us wouldn't be on this boat. A separation of class can't take the pain or hurt away. We all must face it at least one time in our lives. If you're interested in hearing my story, come and find me.
It's not much, but at least it's something. Mama should sleep on the bottom. She needs her rest.
I'm so tired. I really don't care what I sleep on tonight.
Me neither. And trust me, I've slept in dozens of places. This being one of the nicest. Cramped, but a blanket and a pillow is quite the luxury.
I'm Helen. It's nice to meet you.
Helen also. But I doubt we have much in common.
Well, we're both on this ship and heading to America. America. Just the sound of it washes away all the grime and hard work from Scotland. Where are you from, Helen?
Depends on what moment. But Poland. Although West Germany was where we escaped, or last resided.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I've heard of your struggles, and I'm so sorry for your loss. It is terrible just thinking of what one madman, one dictator can do to an entire group of people, an entire country. I
have no need speaking of the past. I will look forward to what is in front of me now. There's no sense looking back at what was taken, especially when I am here, right now. Now, if you don't mind, I have some things to unpack.
Of course, and I'm happy meeting you, Helen. I think I will go and explore some. I will go mad if I stay down below in these cramped quarters of the ship for the entire 14 days of this voyage. Maybe we can go look at the stars later. I'm sure the sky will be beautiful at night. Well, so long, Helen.
Excuse me? I just wanted to drop my luggage off. It seems kind of tight down here.
Ship is overcrowded, especially in steerage. They've packed us all in like sardines. Not enough room for us all.
You're Irish?
Oh, this is my favorite book. The Legends of Ireland. I've read it so many times I know it from cover to cover. It was the only book we had in our house. Oh, I'm sorry. You've asked me a question. My name is Mary Jane. I'm from England, but I am of Irish descent. I lived there for a short while, though, during the war. What about you? Where are you from?
Poland. And I'm glad to be here. To think, after 3 years, I'll finally be able to see my husband again. We took 3 long, lonely, dreadful years away from each other, but now he has his citizenship, and I will join him.
That's wonderful news. I'm so happy for you. Seems America holds hope in her hands for so many of us.
And freedom. In America, there will be no martial law, no curfew, no soldiers in the streets, and food. Plenty of food. I heard in New York City, every corner you can find something to eat. Can you imagine? And I will walk hand in hand at nighttime with my husband, nobody telling me what I can or cannot do. Freedom.
Freedom indeed. They say back in Liverpool that America has streets of gold.
As long as I walk those streets with my husband, I don't care what they're made of.
It's okay. It's just the boat horn. We are headed for America and we are safe. It may take some time to get used to this America, but you wait. It will be like nothing where we just came from. Look ahead, girls. America awaits us.
A million better places than America. I'm not so sure about that anymore. Nadia, you endured so much to come here. What am I missing?
Every time I fall asleep, I wake up to the same horrible nightmare. I see their uniforms, I hear their shots all over again. I'm so scared.
We are away from that now, Nadia. We are on our way to America and we will be safe there.
But we don't know what it will be like there. What if their government is like ours? What if they come after us? We don't know where we'll live. We don't know what we'll do. We don't know anyone.
Hey, remember Abraham? What did he do? God said, leave your country and your family and your father's home for a land that I will show you. Exactly. Did he know where he was going? Did he know what would happen there? What did he do?
He left. Just as God said. He trusted him.
Why do you think he had the faith to do that, Nadia?
I guess because he knew God would be with him there. And because God promised to show him the way.
He will do the same for us, little Sistra. We have faith not because we know what is coming, not because it will be easy, but because our God will be with us every step of the way.
And I heard above deck there are plenty of stars. Let's go look at them together.
Stars, Nadia. The sky is filled with wonderful stars. What do you say we go on up?
He counts the number of stars. He gives names to all of them. Great is our Lord and abundant in strength. His understanding is infinite.
Goodbye forever, Scotland. And goodbye to everything that has opposed the lives of every immigrant aboard this ship. We will be free now.
Yes, freedom.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you there. I was just come up to view the night sky. There's so many beautiful stars to look at.
They're gorgeous, aren't they? It's strange to think that these very stars are the same ones back home. My mama and papa are looking up at the same sky as me right now.
And where are they?
Hungry, but not the hungry I know and love. It is a changed country now that communism has taken over. They pushed out most of us Jews too. To think, though, that my parents are still living under their rule But not me. I am on my way towards freedom.
As am I. It's strange thinking so many people from so many different places, yet all in the same ship, going to the same place.
America will be very kind to us, other than the communist government was to me. And to think of that all they have to offer too. I know them by heart. The First Amendment gives us freedom of speech, assembly, religion, press, and the right to petition the government and ask them to make changes. Isn't that amazing? A government that doesn't dictate how you should live?
Wow. Where did you get so smart? I wish I knew all that.
Hungary had a great educational system for communist rule. So I took over though. I wasn't allowed to learn. So I went to Paris and I got a full education. Look, so many pages full about so much about America. You want to learn too?
Yes, please. I want to know everything there is to know about beautiful America.
Pardon? Excuse me.
Oh, hello. I'm sorry. Were you trying to talk to me? I apologize. I can't hear very well. I'm deaf.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm afraid I don't know any sign language.
Oh, that's all right. I may not be able to hear, but I can lip read the spontaneity speaking to me. And I learned how to talk years ago in school. I'm Nellie. What's your name?
Mary Jane, it's wonderful to meet you. You speak very well, you know. I've never learned another language, but I've always wanted to.
Thank you. Here, let me show you how to spell your name. Hold your head like this. Steady now. M-A-R-Y. J-A-N-E. I learned the alphabet first. But, you know, when I started kindergarten, I didn't really have much of a choice. All the other kids could hear and speak, so I had to learn how to communicate with them. I think I can speak so clearly now because I learned so young. I mean, there wasn't a separate school for deaf people, but I didn't mind. I loved all my friends and the teachers. What about you? Did you go to school back home?
I started when I was 4. I don't really remember much, but I remember St. Bridget's. It was on the same road we lived on. I started going there with my brothers and sisters when I was a little older.
Do you have lots of brothers and sisters?
10. I've always had to share a room with someone. It's nice though. We'd always make up our own games like roly-poly with a ball on the other side of the house, or feeders and rounders. And we never threw anything away in our house. So whenever anyone had cherries, we'd always save up all the pits and make a game, hitting them up the rain spouts. We used to call it cherry bombs. It's so strange to be leaving home. If you don't consider rude to ask, how come you're coming to America, Nellie?
I don't think it's rude at all. It's one of the greatest things to ever happen to me. I lived with my family in Austria. We lived a wonderful life until the Nazis came. First, they shut down my school, which I loved. And then, one day, I saw them pushing a man down the street with a sign over his head that said, "I am Jewish." It was the saddest thing I can remember. They were so mean. Bit by bit, everything was taken from us Jews. Then they started taking us. Me and my family got out just in time. We were the only ones left by the time we got out. But, what about you? Where are you coming from?
Liverpool. We left my summer room. The Germans had been bombing the city every night. My father died a few years back, so my mother decided to come to America for a better life. I only 11, but my mother says, though I'm young, I must be brave. How old are you, Nellie?
13. And I know you can be brave, Mary Jane. It's tough for all of us. But we keep going. Because we have to. And think of all the great things America holds for us. Freedom and escape from the bombings and from a power that makes people want to be destroyed just because of their Jewish heritage and religion. And to look at these stars, I feel a great hope.
Would you just look at all these stars out here in the middle of the ocean? They seem endless.
It gives me a sense of hope, you know, like everything's gonna be okay.
It will be. I mean, we are all on the same journey, together.
Anything is better than standing in long lines for ration food or not being able to travel from city to city. Everything has changed so much since the government took control, and I hope and I pray that America is not like that, that their government doesn't dictate what they can or cannot do.
It won't. My mother and my father have already been there, and they came back for me and my sister.
How blessed you are to have your sister on this passage.
She actually isn't here. She passed away on the small ship we were on before this one. She was so brave, but she just couldn't keep her strength up, so she died. I miss her, especially on nights like these.
I'm sorry I said anything. I shouldn't have.
It's okay. Yes, I miss her, but you should have seen her face when we found out we were heading to America. It shined brighter than the stars even. And I know I'll see her again. She's with my grandmother in heaven. And you know that these hardships and these troubles that we endure, they build us and they make us strong. And I don't pick the easy path in life, but what do we gain from that?
I think the trials we face are working for us. You know, like redefining us into who we are today. It is all worth it.
When trials came our way, my grandmother, she would take out her family Bible, sit us all down and make sure we didn't melt under the hardship, but to give in to self-pity or to complaining. She read loudly, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, for whenever we face trials of many kinds, because you know that these trials, they build us and they make us stronger. And so we are complete and mature, not lacking anything. And then, in the midst of these troubles, we would dance.
Dance?
Yes, dance! Amidst the struggles and hardships and even death itself, we must be joyful and dance. Yes, all of us celebrate life.
What is all the commotion? Is everything all right?
It is, for we are on the same journey together, and we are grateful for what we have and what we will endure. And for that, we celebrate.
celebration of life. But for 13 more long days, we endured trials of many kinds. Seasickness, rats, fierce storms, and a wild case of tuberculosis. But then, on the 14th day, we saw it.
Freedom!
Mama fell to her knees, weeping and thanking God when she saw it. We had finally arrived at the harbor. The first and second class passengers were checked aboard the ship and then taken into New York. But those of us in third class, we were told to wait. That was 2 days ago. Now we must wait for the ferry boat to come and take us to
Ellis Island! Oh, the great Ellis Island!
And look at that flag! Red, white, and blue! The colors of true freedom!
This is the end. It was truly dying.
No, we can't. We won't. We've come too far for everything to be taken away from us.
It was really so respectful of those things. I'm tired and hungry. I cannot face another disappointment.
Nor can I. I am so tired and so weary, I cannot face one more fight.
My daughters, our journey will soon come to an end, and we will endure whatever comes ahead.
Name.
Helen Cohen.
We have faced much worse than this. This will not shake us.
Name.
Elizabeth Malenko.
Our past hardships have equipped us for this very moment.
My name is Tanya Arden, and this is my sister Nadia Arden.
We are strong, stronger than what they have done to us. We come from the ashes of burning cities, from religious intolerance that has taken the lives of millions, and from lands where our existence lies in the hands of a corrupt government.
Nash.
Helen, from Scotland.
Mary Jane Bates from Liverpool.
We will not be forgotten. History will remind generations to come of our hard work and our endurance, of the fight we faced and won. Look ahead. On the horizon lies taken from me. She froze in panic when she saw the officers, thinking they were like those who killed our family back home. Assuming she couldn't walk, the officer marked an L for lameness on her coat. Many others were marked with different letters with suspected illnesses. E for eyes, CT for trachoma, X for mental defects. These immigrants were sent to the hospital for further inspection and sometimes treatment. And so we all
Waited.
Most of us were only detained for a day or two. Money could not buy first-class passengers an affidavit, so they sat right alongside us, waiting for their release. The food, the beds, the company throughout those 2 days. Though it was all so different, it felt safe. It was nothing like what I had endured back home. Home. I'm going to miss my homeland. But I will find a new home here, among strangers, survivors just like me, who are free.
Dear John, I'm writing to you as I wait to be released from Ellis Island. Nothing has come easy, but you've always been like a father to me, John. You have always taught me how to persevere. And I just wanted to thank you for the job, for the advice, and for encouraging me through all these dark times. I'm going to be okay now, and I pray you will too. This is not goodbye, but until we meet again. Yours, and always forever, Helen.
Cleared, approved, no more inspections.
Just a simple yet honorable oath to declare our allegiance to the country.
I hereby declare, on oath, that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, lieutenant, state, or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen.
That I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by the law. That I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by the law. That I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by the law.
I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God!
Hey, guys, what's this? I don't know, but it's beautiful.
It's like a gentle reminder that everything's okay now.
For us. Why?
undeserving. I have nothing to give back. Why would I receive such a gift?
It's like a symbol of grace. It's not that we deserve, but that we're thankful for what has been given to us. And at the same time, a time to give that same grace to others.
With all the commotion, I'd almost forgotten. It's Christmas Eve. Back home we were so excited for Christmas, but we didn't have much money, so an orange or a piece of candy was amazing. But just to be here with all of you is a gift itself.
You are all like a gift to me. We may come from different races and classes, but our struggle has been the same. And now we belong to the same thing. America.
Let this moment come. This tree be a reminder to all of us of a new beginning, a time of peace, when faith prevailed and endurance got us through. We made it. Never forget the cost, because we made it.
We did indeed make it. I made it. Though my faith was tested, I did not lose it. I hung tight to the truth I was taught, and it was worth it. I wonder, will the many generations to come see the value of this precious gift? Or will they give up too easily when things are tough? Will they stick together like we did? Or let evil tear them apart? No, I have hope for them. Let them all be reminded of our unshakable faith and the great journey that was made. Not just for us, but for them.